Sujan, who's joining us today. So welcome, Ajahn Sujan, to the call. And thanks for taking this session for us. So I've known Ajahn Sujan since 2011. Had the pleasure of knowing him, and I look forward to see the session today. I hope you find it helpful. Ajahn Sujan is actually from Nepal. Is a Buddhist monk as well. This session is not religious. It's a session to help us learn how to sort of look after ourselves. And part of our, of course, Mental Health Awareness Month of May. So at this point, I'll pass over to Ajahn Sujan to run this session on guided meditation, mindfulness. So thank you.
So thank you very much, Grant. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to meet you all and guide you. Probably will introduce some basic tools to meditate. So my name is Sujan, as you know now. I'm a Buddhist monk living in West Hill. And my journey as a Buddhist monk actually started from a meditation. I wasn't born a Buddhist, but after attending meditation sessions, that drawn me to the Buddhism. And as we are here to learn the meditation, and generally we know that our minds tend to control us much of the time. And our mind, we are very busy. We are always busy people. So that's why mindfulness is something that I normally see it in two forms. There's a mindfulness and a mindfulness. So mindfulness, that means we have plenty of things in our mind that we do not know how to sort it out. And we are just tangled by different thoughts and different stories and catching up with the jobs and deadlines. So with that, it becomes more complicated. And with that, rather than we able to work sufficiently or efficiently, then we become stressed and anxious and unable to fulfill the tasks. And that's simply because of having too many things in our heads and unable to sort it out. Now, the practice of a mindfulness meditation is basically it's a tool that we learn how to recognize these things that's happening in our heads. First of all, the practice is to recognize that, an ability to distilled and return to the core. So that's why this recognition is known as the mindfulness. So the moment when we become mindful of the fact that I am having so many things in my mind actually is the beginning of the journey. And that journey is actually very pleasant journey, and with that we able to be mindful of things what's happening and not allowing this mind to control us, but we become an observer. And in that case, most of the time we become a slave to our own mind and our own a slave to our own feelings, our emotions, and even our experiences. Whereas the moment when we become mindful of that very busyness in our heads, then we become free. So we will be able to free ourselves. So that's why the mindfulness meditation is a skill and that helps us to cultivate the mental strength to observe what's happening in our heads, and ability to manage that and without letting these things to take control over us. And these again will this is a skill that we have to develop rather than having a chips and put it into us and become qualified. Okay? So it has to be cultivated. It has to be developed through the series of the practices. And we know that our mind again is always distracted and very easy to be distracted too. Yeah. So the things what we see and things what we hear, and even the thinking straight away, rather than concentrating on the task that we are supposed to concentrate on, the mind will be distracted into the other things. And that actually, the distraction often leads to the trouble and leads to the unhappiness. And further on, if that becomes a little bit more and more, that develops into the stress and anxiety, and that affects our physical well-being as well as mental well-being. And not only we will keep that to ourselves, and we are very good at sharing those negative things, negative emotions to others, starting from our colleagues, and then our family members, and then we will be sharing it towards our neighbors, towards our community, and then everything becomes a troublemakers. And that's how we become a very disturbed. Therefore, the first step in the practice of a meditation is to be able to recognize that these things or these activities are happening in me, and then by recognizing it, we slow it down, slow its activities down, and that slowing activities actually helping us to see through clearly in those activities, and we become we able to manage that properly. Now, as I said, this skill we have to develop. It's not something that we can eat and become qualified or cured straight away. So meditation is also kind of having a medication, such as when we are unwell, when we sick, we become sick, we are given a medicine to eat. So medicine, after you have eaten, it won't work instantly. It takes some time to work. And then once the effect of a medication starts, then gradually illnesses will cured. Similarly, practice of a meditation is like, although we are here to practice a one-off, if you take these tools away and practice in your day-to-day life, it will help you gradually as you develop slowly, then it will change your perception, it will change your thinking process, and then working habits, and so on. So that's why it's a practice that we have to continue doing it. Now, the practice of a meditation, there are famously two different types of practices. So first practice is called the concentration practice. And this practice is basically developing our focus attention by observing one object. So having one object to concentrate on and discarding any other objects. Here objects means the things that comes to contact, the things that our mind will grasp or connect to. In that case, we are discarding any other things rather than the object that we are intentionally concentrating on. Okay? So that is the first practice, is called a concentration. And this practice actually helpful to keep yourselves zoned in and disconnected from the rest of the world. But it also requires a lot of persistent practice. And when you are practicing like that, then once you have skilled, then doesn't matter where you are, you will be able to shut yourself down and no one can disturb you at that time. And the second practice is called the insight meditation. Now, insight meditation is much easier, and also it's very practical in our day-to-day life. This practice is basically, we have a foundation or a platform to stand on, but we are not rigidly attached to it. We are open to other activities to take place and aware of other things that's coming to contact with us. But we simply register it, recognize, and let it go, rather than engaging with that and having any activities with that. So this simile is like when a postman comes, do not offer a tea. So just as, accept it, thank you, and goodbye. So that is the way we practice. And this can be practiced in our day-to-day life, in any works of our life. So this practice is called insight meditation. Now, the more we practice this, the more we become more alive, and life become a beautiful life. Yeah. So another simile I normally give to this practice is like a toilet simile. Yeah? So we all know the toilet. Yeah? Particularly when we visit the new place, we will not ask for the toilet first, unless we require it. So we realize that we need a toilet, then we ask for the toilet. And once we have been to the toilet, and once we release the tension, then we feel free. So the practice of a meditation is like that. Whenever things happen, we have to realize that this is happening to me now. I need a toilet. So when we go into the toilet and release. So practice of a meditation is like just simply coming back to your body, feel the breath, and then take some long, deep breaths and release, and you feel free and you feel happiness. So that's why toilet, I rephrase it like I let, a place that I let go, things that is troubling me. Same with the practice of a meditation. When we come across with the different things and started to cause troubles to us, then recognizing that and remembering that, oh, I have an invisible toilet with me that no one can see, but I have a key. And that key is to simply bring your attention back, feel the breath, feel the body, and keep a peace within yourself. And that's how you will be able to let go things. So that's the skills that we have to develop. And that is the second practice. It's called insight meditation. But obviously the insight meditation practice takes quite a bit of a work. But however, as long as we have one object as a platform, or sometimes I use it as called a home base, so that we have this place to anchoring, and with that anchoring, whenever other things happen, then we will be able to deal with that. Now, obviously, the anchor, there are many things that you can use it as an anchoring point, or so-called object of a meditation. Now, object of a meditation, you can use anything that you like, whether you want to use your own name, or the gods, or somebody's name, or any trees, or objects, or lights, or colors, or crystals, whatever you prefer. You can use it to make it as a meditation object. And that when you are doing so, you are focusing on it, and with that your mind is developing the focus attention. And when you are developing that focus attention, then you will get the concentration, and that's the calmness of your mind, right? Now, when we are taking the objects like crystals, or verbalizing the names of other things, or any objects, sometimes can confuse us and unable to leave those objects. As a result, we will not be able to use it in our day-to-day life. So that's why I normally emphasize the breath, which is always with us, and we don't have to think about it, and we can use it at any time. So the breath, that's why, becomes the core object of a meditation in a Buddhist practice. Now, a breath, when we say breath, where do you feel the breath? So breath is something that's similar to the wind. You can't see the breath, you can't see the wind. We can feel, or we can observe the wind by seeing the leaves are changing or flickering, or any other objects or a sound that are coming through as the wind passes. Then we realize that there is a wind. So same with that. The breath is also, we can't see it, but we can feel it. When this touches our nose, or when as breathe in, we have sensations comes in our body. And that's how we feel there is a breath. And each breath that we feel, the moment when we able to pay attention to that breath, then that means our mind is also attending there. So in that case, we have to remember that meditation is something that intentionally we are diverting our attention to the intended object. And in that intended object, in our case, is the breath. Right? So breath becomes an anchor or a home base or this core that we will adapt. Let this mind to be conscious of this breath now and then, again and again. So whenever things happen, we just come back to the breath and settle ourselves down like that. Now, in this breath again, the moment when we pay attention to the breath, it sounds simple, but in a practical, very difficult. In a practice, very difficult to pay attention to. Even a 1 or 2 breaths, we are gone. We are lost into our own world. 1 breath, gone. 2 breaths, gone. So that's why the practice is basically we learn to return back to this breath again and again. Now, this again and again, coming back to the breath, also becomes very hard. So that's why the simple task to practice while we are learning this meditation is to observe the bodily sensation. And nowadays it is also known as a body scan practice. When we are doing a body scan practice, because of so many objects that we are observing within our body, and we are changing from one to another parts of the body, mind feels that doing something and will not be easily distracted compared to having a one object, and it's very easy to be distracted. So that's why it's always advised to practice the bodily scan, or scanning the body parts. And this we will practice today. And then after that, I will give you some tips to be mindful of the breath and in everyday life, and how to deal with the other things. And one more thing that I want to emphasize before we do the practice is that whenever you feel stressed, anxious, and very what's called pressurized, at that time, I believe that you will have a chance to go to the toilets. So remember, just go to the toilet without any device and take some long deep breaths, and it's like a 2 minutes break to yourself. So bring your attention to feel the body, feel the breath, and just notice the feelings and emotions, and rather than exaggerating in it, just make yourself calm and return back. So this is like a 2 minutes toilet practice in the toilet. Okay? And other things are like if you want to develop this mindfulness meditation in your day-to-day life, you can start off with 15 seconds of the practice meditation, not 15 minutes, 15 seconds. So starting from early morning when you wake up, before you come out from the bed, rather than grab a mobile phone and checking the social media or any gossips on a social media. Let's just spend 15 seconds of observing sensations in your body. So just close your eyes and going through this physical body that lying in a comfortable bed. And then a second part is when you go to the toilet, brushing your teeth, mindfully brushing. Listen the sound of the brush, rubbing your teeth, and test the toothpaste, and then rinsing the water, and like that. And the third one, when you're eating, rather than eating straight away, spend few seconds, 15 seconds of observing the food and taking the food into your mouth and chewing as you chew, mindfully chewing it, hear the crunchiness or test the taste of the food, rather than eating food, but you're eating the thoughts. And another one is a very difficult one, and that is when you are driving. Suppose you just got into your car. Once you have started your car, rather than drive away straight away after you have started the car, spend 15 seconds just observing that you're sitting, touching, feel the steering. It's like checking all the maneuvers. So 15 seconds of this practice, this is one of the hardest one. We normally are rushing all the time. Straight away we start the car and drive away. But this one is very difficult one, and I hope you can practice this. Right, so with this, I think now I will guide you this basic body scan practice. Yeah, and with that, after the body scan practice, I will guide you to observe the breath as the anchor that you can use it in your day-to-day life. And remembering that this is an anchor that I come back and settle myself down. Okay, so with this, if anyone wants to ask a question or anything you want to raise now, you can. Otherwise, we can practice the body scan. So, anybody? Okay, it sounds like we better practice. Okay, right. In that case, so sit in a comfortable position. If you're sitting on the chairs, so make sure that your feet are properly placed on a floor, and if you're sitting on a cushion, so sitting comfortably, making sure that your back is a bit straight and rather than clumsy. Okay, and then put your hands whichever way you feel comfortable, and relax. So, and in order to relax the entire body properly, it's the best way to close your eyes. Yeah? So when you close your eyes, so gently close your eyes and feel the body sitting here and now. So just relax and acknowledging yourself that you're sitting here and now. You may take some deep breaths, long deep breaths to feel the presenceness of yourself. And mentally preparing yourself for a couple of minutes of this practice. That this is the time that I give it to myself for my physical well-being and mental well-being. Doesn't matter what's happening out there. Doesn't matter what are the things that I should do or should have done. But this time, I'm giving this time to myself. So feel the body as you're sitting. And be aware of what's happening in your physical body. It's not about thinking, it's about a feeling. It's like you are sitting at the bank of the river and watching the river flow, not interfering with the water flow. You're sitting and observing. So your body is sitting comfortably, calmly, in a peaceful mode, and you're simply paying attention to it, being aware of this sitting body and feeling it. When you're feeling your sitting body, you will notice that the breath coming in and going out. It doesn't matter where do you feel. Take away the perception that when you pay attention to the breath, we have to pay in a certain places or in a certain ways. No interference and no perceptions, just a natural breath that you feel. Whichever ways, whichever forms, doesn't matter. The matter is being aware of it. And with that awareness, so bring your attention to the head area. So we'll practice the body scan practice. So entire head area. And as you breathe in and breathe out, observing any sensations around in your head area. What sort of sensations are there in your head area? Grant, can you close the door, please? The sensations and as you breathe out, releasing. So breathing in, paying attention to any sensations around in your head area, the heaviness, the calmness, the tingling, tickling. And breathe out and release. And I move down to the right hand, from the right shoulder to the fingers, observing whatever sensations are there. The tightness, the softness, hardness, the warmth, the cold. So as you breathe in, being aware of this right hand, from the shoulders down to the fingers. Calmly attending your attention on this right hand, observing any sensations. And then shift your attention to the left hand, shoulder down to the fingers. Observing whatever sensations are there. Do not engage with that, but simply observing it. Mindfully shift your attention to the front part of your body, the chest and a belly. So breathing in, observing whatever sensations are there in the chest and the belly. And from there, shifting your attention to the back of your body, upper back and a lower back. Observing what sort of sensations are there. And shift your attention from the back to the right leg, from the thigh to the toes. Whatever sensations are there, mindfully paying attention to. And shift your attention to the left leg, and observing whatever sensations are there. Now bring your attention to observe the entire body from top to the bottom. It's like you are sitting in front of the mirror and watching the sitting body and observing the sensations. Whatever sensations, doesn't matter. Being aware of that and recognizing it. And you may realize that there is a breath constantly moving in and out in our body. You may feel that the breath in your belly or in your nose, the breath touching the tip of the nose. Where do you feel this breath the most? Between this tip of the nose or the belly rising and falling as breath comes in and goes out? So wherever you feel this breath, and you feel very comfortable to pay attention to it, use that as the primary object or a platform to pay attention to, where we keep our mind most of the time. Developing this as the home base that we can come and relax. Suppose you feel comfortable with the rising and falling of abdomen as the breath comes in and goes out. Paying attention to that rising of the abdomen and falling of the abdomen. When abdomen rises, mentally making a note, rising. When abdomen falls, mentally making a note that it is falling. So just a falling. So it's a rising, rising, falling, falling. So this rising and falling of abdomen due to the breath coming in and going out will be the home base that we will try our best to be with it. Let the mind settle in it and become a platform to work. So in the background we have this rising and a falling of abdomen that we always be with, but in the meantime, if anything other than that happens, that time we leave this rising and falling of abdomen and pay attention to the other things that takes place by observing, acknowledging, note, and let go, or simply recognizing, release, and return to the rising and falling of abdomen. And this practice actually helps to recognize things that happens and able to pay attention to it fully and having a clear understanding of it and able to let go rather than bringing it into our minds and our hearts and disturbing us. So we learn naturally to let go of these distractions. The initial practice, we are learning being with the abdomen rising, falling, and whenever distraction comes, observing, acknowledging, noting, and let go. And back to the rising and falling. So rising, falling. Basically, this is the basic instruction how to practice meditation. And this is what we have to develop in such a scale that we can use it in our day-to-day life to deal with other distractions, other troubles, so that these things will not disturb our mental state. These things will not exaggerate into other emotional troubles. To be able to catch it and let it be. Now, in our practice, we do not just keep to ourselves. After the practice, we normally share this loving thoughts and attainment or achievements that we have gained through this practice to the rest of other beings, starting from ourselves and to others nearby and then far and wide. So that's called the Metta Bhavana, or the loving kindness meditation. So we will practice that loving kindness meditation now. So relax yourself once again. Feel the sensations in your body and let the mind relax. Let the body settle. And bring your attention to observe the sensations in your hands without moving your fingers. Let's try to observe what sort of sensations that you can feel in your hands. You could feel the heat or the cold or palpitation or itchiness or movements and whatever sensations that you can observe. And from there, we shift our attention to our heart area. I try to feel the heartbeat. If you can't feel your heartbeat, physically smiling. So bring your smile on your face and see the connection with your heart. Or you may put your right hand around the heart area to feel the beating heart. And as you feel the connection with your heart, and generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself, and sharing it to you, sharing it to yourself. And mentally you may recite saying, I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. So mentally humming it, and you are also feeling that happiness, freedom, and peaceful. May I be liberated, liberated. Similarly, sharing these loving thoughts to other beings, starting from near dear one. You may bring any person, anything that they need the most, and sharing these loving thoughts. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be free from suffering, may you be liberated, liberated. Then extending it to the people or things around us nearby, and extending it to all other sentient beings far and wide. Whatever beings there are, visible and invisible beings, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from suffering, may they be liberated, liberated. May all beings be free from suffering and attain the happiness. So with that, gently bring your attention back to yourself. Feel the sensations in your body and to your eyes. Feel the sensations around in your eyes, creating intention to open your eyes and back to the room from the practice of a meditation. Okay, so and this is the introduction and a guided meditation and a mindfulness meditation to you all. I hope that it gives you some idea and tools to practice. The benefit of the meditation that I think I personally would like to say before we say goodbye, that it has both a physical and a mental benefits a lot. Me, myself, used to be a very angry man and always fighting, quarreling with other people. After meditation, I become a much calmer. I would not say that I will not get angry, but much calmer. And in terms of physical health, it has a lot of support for myself. I have a blood pressure, and I used to have cholesterol and headaches, and what is it called? The thyroid. I had it, and I would say with the practice of a meditation has given me a lot of support to deal with these. And fortunately, this year's all the tests found fine, so I don't have to take any medicines, and kind of I am freed or cured from all those. Apart from the pressure, I still have it. So this is just like a benefit that I have gained from the practice of a meditation. But obviously, if you Google, there will be hundreds of benefits that's explained, and some of them are pretty exaggeration, but it's still good to know them. Okay, so I think I will end here, and if anybody wants to say anything or any questions, if you have, please, you can unmute yourself and you can ask or share. So I will stop here, and thank you very much. Anybody? Sounds everyone are happy to be muted.
It's normal.
Normal.
Also shy.
Okay.
Just to say thank you, that was really good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're all very relaxed now, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're not relaxed on a normal day. Phil.
No, it's all good.
Okay, so thank you very much, and I hope that you got some tools to take away and practice at home. And obviously, our center here in West Hill, if you're around in Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire in Scotland, you're most welcome to visit us here in the center. We normally have sessions on meditation, particularly we have sessions on a Wednesday evening here at the center. And also we have a mindfulness Mondays at the Health Village every last Monday of the month. You're most welcome as well. And we have some online open practices as well. You can join too. Yearly around 3 to 4 designed courses, 4 weeks or 6-week courses are also we provide. And if you're interested, you're most welcome to join those courses as well. But obviously, if you are not ready yet and you want to see our center, you're most welcome here in West Hill, just behind all these little or tall trees. So this is in West Hill.
Or you can come and ask me.
Yes,
I'll
definitely.
happily introduce you. So, anyway, thank you very much for conducting the session. I hope everyone's found that useful. Thank you very much, and all the best on your travels. As in Sujan's going on tour in North America, I think, for 4 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. So wish you all the best for your trip.
Yes, lovely. So with that, thank you everyone, and have a good day. And thank you, Grant, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you.
We'll see you sometime soon again.
Right. Thank
So
you.
best of luck,
Thank
everyone.
you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.